Chelsea are in a big crisis. They are in big trouble. Financial experts coming out and saying they have to offload £100 million worth of players before the end of June. FFP are tightening up their rules, and I genuinely think a point deduction could potentially be on their way. We've already seen 2-point deductions this season from Nottingham Forest and Everton. And let's not forget Manchester City's case at the end of the year for 115 charges. The Daily Mail Sport exclusive. We're going to bring it up on the screen. Make sure you're going down and smashing that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe as well. On our way to 3,000 subscribers. Mal Sport exclusive. Here we go. Chelsea and Newcastle's hopes of selling players by PSR's June 30th deadline is dealt a significant blow, with many international bosses set to refuse access to stars during the Euros. What this essentially means is they have to potentially sell players before the Euro even starts. Now, the transfer market opens early June, right? We have got still 10 Premier League games to be played. Many players are going to be reluctant to sign contracts until they know where that club's direction is going to be going into the new season, which is why majority of the transfer business happens between June, July, and August. However, this transfer window is not going to be like any others, because players are going to be negotiating with agents and their clubs during the Euros. Chelsea, and as it says, Newcastle could be in big trouble. Let's not forget, this is Chelsea Football Club that have dropped £1 billion in 3 transfer windows on big signings like Mudryk. £75 million on Mudryk. On Nkunku, big signings. And now they could be in serious trouble. I honestly think the way their expenditure is going, the fact they've pinned down all these clubs to 8-year contracts, they generally are going to be in the mud. 2 back-to-back seasons now, finishing mid-table. You're not bringing in the revenue that Arsenal, Tottenham, Manchester City, Liverpool, and United are. You're not getting that European money. If you're going to pin these players down to 8-year contracts, you need to guarantee European football, the Champions League football, at least 7 of the next 10 years. So that expenditure is constantly flowing through, even when the club is not performing as it should be. But this is absolutely insane. Imagine if Chelsea get a points blow. Imagine if they get a point deduction. You look at where they are in the Premier League right now. Like, yes, they've done relatively well in domestic competitions, but they're 11th. Let's say they get a 10-point deduction, hypothetically, like Everton or Nottingham Forest have been put forward. Admittedly, they have negotiated that down due to, court cases and whatnot. But if they were hypothetically to get a 10-point deduction, right, they would be 4 points off the relegation zone. Sorry, they would be 7 points off the relegation zone. Chelsea could be the biggest football club to ever be relegated. Like, the whole dynamic, the whole running of the football club, they have gone from winning trophies every single year. No team under Roman Abramovich's reign made more finals than Chelsea. 2 Champions Leagues, 5 Premier Leagues, 2 Champions Leagues, countless FA Cups, countless League Cups. And now they've dropped $1 billion in 3 transfer windows. A lot of their recruitment has been all over the place. And now you've got people coming out, financial experts, reports coming out left, right, and center about Chelsea. Honestly, it's insane. It's absolutely insane how badly that football club has been run. Like, it's insane. Vince, a big Chelsea, I guess you could say, account on Twitter has put, I don't think Chelsea have any reason to keep making £100 million transfers. We have good enough and expensive signings. It's time to make smart moves. We only need to improve our spine. We can't be creative about it. It's not always about money. It's about proper scouting. How much did Leverkusen spend to improve their spine and turn around their table contenders? Xhaka, Boniface, Hoffman, Grimaldo didn't cost more than 50 million. All of those players, Granit Xhaka, Premier League proven. Grimaldo, they got from Liga NOS. Boniface, Nigerian striker, and Hoffman. It's about clever recruitment. But Chelsea's answer to every problem at the moment is just throw money at it. Just go out there and throw money at it. Like, I look at it right now. I don't actually see light at the end of the tunnel for Chelsea. They're throwing money down the drain more than any football club in Europe. They're not bringing in the right managers. They don't have a plan. Their plan seems to be sign these young players and put them on ridiculous wages, on ridiculous contracts. You know, Raheem Sterling was supposed to be the guy. He left Manchester City for £50 million and joins Chelsea. He was supposed to be the guy on this new era. Let's push Chelsea back to winning the Premier League. Hasn't really gone to plan. The most successful bit of business they have done in recent years is Cole Palmer. But if they've got to offload £100 million worth of players, this is where Chelsea have to say, look, we need to take our losses. The football club hasn't gone as what we thought it would in the last couple of years. You know, bite your tongue, cut your losses, and have a plan on how Chelsea can get back to the very top again. Because right now, I don't see a way out of this for Chelsea. It is mind-blowing what's happening right now. A football club that won the Champions League only 4 or 5 years ago has now being forced to sell £100 million worth of players due to horrendous decision-making in the transfer market. You know, they brought in Mauricio Pochettino, who was supposed to be the manager to get them out of it. We saw what he's done with a young squad at Spurs. 2 Premier League title races, a Champions League final, FA Cup semi-final, League Cup final. Had a relatively successful time just without the trophies. Now Chelsea have tried to do that. It hasn't gone their way. And I tell you what, if they get hit with a points deduction, genuinely, it would be insane. Insane. That would be potentially Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Manchester City, and potentially Luton all hit with financial fair play. And let's not forget, only 3 or 4 years ago, Chelsea had a transfer ban. Like, the club has not been run anywhere near the level it should be. You look at Manchester City, winning is the only metric. They've pumped so much money into that academy. They've basically cloned David Silva, Rico Lewis, Cole Palmer, Oscar Bob, Phil Foden, all coming out in the last 5 years. Look at Arsenal, Smith Rowe, Saka, Man United, Kobe Mainu, Marcus Rashford. Like, Chelsea at the moment have got to start bringing through these kids, selling these kids so that they can benefit on the FFP. Because, of course, if you sell an academy graduate, you have 100% of your profit going against FFP. But right now, they are in the mud. Absolutely is mind-blowing. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you all for watching. We